As some of you may know, Miss Hall is pretty obsessed with Animal Crossing right now. Downloaded the new game, and I was shaking a tree in the game, and I thought, I wonder if I can find out how often the certain reactions you can get from shaking a tree can happen. So we're going to do frequency charts with fraction, decimal, and percent. So, like I was saying earlier, when you shake a tree, like Miss Hall is doing in the photo, there's different types of reactions. So, nothing could happen. You could receive branches, which is an essential supply that you need. You could be stung by a wasp, or you can get a random surprise like money falling out of the tree or something crazy. So we're going to see how often that happens, which is called frequency. And then we're going to find that percent of how often that actually does happen out of the total times. So I went ahead and I did this 50 times. And so when I did this 50 times on the same tree, I got 17 times it did nothing. 22 times I received branches. 9 times I was stung by a wasp. And then 2 times I got a surprise. So just to make sure that it was actually 50 times, I'm going to go ahead and over here, I'm going to add up all 4 of these numbers to make sure that I know my total amount. So 17 plus 22 is 39, plus 9 is 48, and then 48 plus 2 is 50. So this number right here is going to become my denominator. I didn't leave enough room for it, but yeah. So my total is 50. Okay, so now all I have to do is this number becomes my top or my numerator, and this number becomes my bottom or my denominator. So it would look like 17 over 50, 22 over 50, 9 over 50, and 2 over 50. Now all I have to do is just Tybo, which is top in, bottom out, the fractions to find out what percent that is. So top inside, bottom outside. 50 goes into 17, it can't. But 50 can go into 170. It can do that 3 times. I have 20 left over, add a 0, bring it downtown. 50 goes into 200 4 times. I'm left at 0, so I'm done. So I'm going to move the decimal over 2 times, which will give me 34%. So 34% of the time, I didn't get anything from shaking that tree. Same thing over here for the branches. So top in, bottom out. It can't go into 22, but it can go into 220. Let's see, so 4 times. And then I'm left with 20, add a 0, bring it downtown, 4 again. I'm left with 0. And so move the decimal over 2 times, and that's going to be 44% of the time I received branches. Now we're going to check for our wasps. So top in, bottom out. It can't go into 9, but it can go into 90 once. Add a 0, bring it downtown, and then it can go into 408 times. And that'll leave us at 0, which is going to turn it into 18%. So 18% of the time I got stung by wasps. And then I'll do the same thing over here. 50 can't go into 2, it can't go into 20, so I need to add that 0, but it can go into 200 4 times, which becomes 4%. So now I know the percentages of which it happened, and how I can double check my work is I can add all those numbers and see if it makes 100%. So 34 and 44 is 78 plus 18 is 96 plus 4 is 100. So we did all of our work correct. So yeah, you can use this all the time when you're playing video games and just see like what exactly are the odds of certain events happening. You can do it with all sorts of things. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a line to Miss Yeager or Miss Hall. And